right in the heart of a silver bullet.
Yeah. I think they plotting on man. Don't wipe their feet when they enter the lab. I feel a cold stare.
One particular case that keeps you up at night that you feel like that you have a regret, that you feel like, damn, I could have done better.
It's Deshaun Watson.
Really?
Because Deshaun Watson is a really decent human being. And he's a good guy. Those cases weren't what they were. And the frustration was the pure numbers were going to doom him no matter what the evidence was, the true numbers of the accusations. And I succeeded in getting him not charged criminally, and that we were tremendously pleased with that. But I couldn't save his career.
Legend talk, let the real one speak from the...
What's good? I want to talk about the guilt machine. The guilt machine, same thing as the innocence machine, right? Where somebody can say you did something, the news and social media are purposely in bed with the accusers of painting you as guilty and, publicly before there will ever be a trial, if there even is a trial. Black men, we call this, the black community calls this guilty until proven innocent, which is how the law works with us in these high profile cases, whether they be with celebrities or regular people. And this has been going on since law in America. But the weird thing about this is always the blind rage, the blind hatred to go guilty, 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 guilty. And people jump on the bandwagon knowing it's some BS. They know, they're like, and then years go by, and then the same thing that people were saying in the beginning when they were like, look, man, this is not what they say it is. This is some BS. But people go, no, but you got to do it. Guilty, 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 guilty. And it's like, And then you start hearing the rumblings. We knew it was some BS. We knew that was a lie. We knew. It's kind of like if you ever seen the movie Rosewood, right? Where the consummate story of lynchings and town burnings and bombings and floods, where a white woman said he did something, and then the whole town was like, get him, and then when it's all over, yeah, we knew your wife was cheating on you with another white guy, but we got to kill a whole town of black folks. Yeah, it was wrong. And then next week it happens again. Next week it happens again. Next week it happens again. And the guilt machine lets me know how programmed to hatred and, well, to just the racism that we are. Not even we, but like when you can see something wrong. When there's a black kid, black teenager, black adult, something goes on, we're gonna find the worst pictures that we can find of them. We're gonna throw them under the bus. It's like, yeah, I know. You got video that shows otherwise. Yeah, let's not really put it out. If we got video, let's just not put it out. Like if it's police video, it doesn't matter because it was a good shoot. It was a good shoot. The police will tell you it was a good shoot when they killed Fred Hampton. It was sleep. It was nothing. It was a good shoot, guys. It's like, yeah, and then the machine of guilty. Going back to Fred Hampton, what did he get? He got put in jail for stealing like $100 and something worth of ice cream. And that's a real story. That's a real thing. They arrested him to lock him up for he stole $122 worth of ice cream. And it was like the 60s. So think about it now, but because ice cream was cents, 25 cents or some shit. Like it was anyway. Um, if y'all don't realize that the biggest resurface of it was the OJ trial. But OJ did it. And I've said this before. If y'all want to believe OJ did it, fine. I don't care. But the guilt machine had you having no reasonable doubt. You know, Nicole Simpson owed drug dealers money. Drug dealers were notorious for offing people and physically harming people. But because of the guilt machine, OJ. The maintenance guy, what was he called him, like the maintenance man type of guy? He was a serial killer. Doesn't matter because the guilt machine, OJ. And it's like, the police planted evidence, but the guilt machine, OJ, to the point where, that was like the early 90s. 30 something years later, y'all still on this kick, Same thing, with the Emmett Till, because, the lady died. Oh, now I want to tell you I'm sorry. I'm so sorry after I'm about to die. So just put in the book that, oops, my bad. Ah, he didn't do that. We already knew he didn't do that. But the guilt machine, and I bring that to say 30 years apart. You get what I'm saying? That happened. And now 30 years later, you got the Rick Child thing. You got the Carmelo Anthony thing. You got the shoot. I just forgot the Nolan Wells thing. It's like 2 or 3 other stories that I'm missing right now. But you gotta, the Chud the Builder thing, and then it's like, we gotta figure out a way to make the black person wrong and the non-black person right, and we gotta break all of the rules of law, and but we're gonna look around and give each other the wink and a nod that our guilt machine is working great. But y'all, but you can clearly see, Argentina was getting a lot of calls in the World Cup at the same time. Oh, that's cheating. Oh, that's wrong. I don't even like soccer, but they trifling for that. But what about that on camera? See, I just from the angle from which I see that I can clearly see that guy did something wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, because that kid, that man, that child, they had, I don't know, they had a weapon that they didn't use, or they had a weapon that they used, or they was running away. He got shot in the back, but the guilt machine makes it right. Matter of fact, this person been shooting people all this time. We can't bring that up in court. These people got in trouble for doing racist stuff prior to this incident. We don't bring that up in court. Or media. What was the you remember TMZ? When TMZ, when they had the young videos of Justin Bieber making racist jokes, right? And TMZ was like, we had it, we just didn't want to put it out because we don't want to ruin that man's career, that young man's career. I just don't want to do it. But TMZ was getting story after story after story of a black person. Oh well, yeah, get him. That TMZ is what got Ray Rice kicked out of the NFL. He had already been suspended, did his time, and TMZ, we gonna find some footage, we gonna upload this. Fuck that. No. So you bury the stories on one side and you post the stories on the other side. And even with the whole, Michael Jackson thing, right? Because now people bring up Epstein Island. And it's like, so y'all knew this was going on this whole time with these guys, but y'all was blaming Michael Jackson this whole time. And even after Michael Jackson died, and like even with him, there was those rumblings of, yo, them people set him up for money. And then they came, and then the kid grew up and admitted that he did it, that his parents had him do it. You get what I'm saying? But it was okay. Like when he was talking about Deshaun Watson, same thing. There was a whole Me Too movement, because and that's a whole nother the guilt machine thing, because the beginning of the Me Too movement was, it was a lot of white guys, and we were online at the time. And we were like, listen, they about to make this about black guys. Next thing you know, bang, 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 bang. Everybody was getting a charge. They were just going for it. Bill Cosby. You know, the way they did. His case was supposed to be done. Like you can't bring it because it had already been settled. You couldn't bring it back up after this particular date. And on the last day, the guy ran. He ran for office on the platform that I'm gonna get Bill Cosby locked up, and that's what they voted him for. And then all these people come out, and then most of them people was caught lying, but they didn't care because it's the guilt machine. But then he got put in jail. R. Kelly, and then I remember they tried to get Cuba Gooding Jr. The Game got sued. They tried to get Nelly. I think they tried to get T.I., Snoop, Denzel, Morgan Freeman. Remember the Michael Jordan story where the people was like, "Oh, I'm his real son." And it's like Dr. J. It was crazy because once that guilt machine was cooking, it was like, hey, we can't get them all. If we lie enough, we're gonna get somebody. Somebody's gonna go. I think Morris Chestnut got caught because a woman tried to throw him under the bus. It was crazy. It was crazy. But from all of this, from then to now, when the attorney was talking about it, he was like, "Yeah, he's a good dude." But the point that was made was it didn't matter. See, once the machine is rolling, evidence doesn't matter. Truth doesn't matter. And it's not just the police know people that somebody's innocent. You think about all those numerous stories of the police and the lawyers hiding evidence and people getting locked up and they getting exonerated because of that. It's the guilt machine, and it works well against us black men in particular, but black folks in general, because everybody will go with a lie to throw us under the bus. And then quietly, and they celebrate, and then quietly their conscience gets at them, and then they get old and like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, bro, shut up. And guess what? Then another story comes out and they do it again. Oh, he's guilty. It's some BS like the last 17 times, but it's guilty. Fine, do it again. And then 10 years later, oh, I'm so sorry. Shut up. But I'm done. Catch you on the next one. Peace.